Very briefly, Hukou system is like a special residence card allocated to each citizen in China, which gives you a residence-related social service and a social limitation. The general consequence of Hukou in the last 60 years, I would say, it more or less served as a mechanism of social apartheid. That if you are born into one category of Hukou, either rural or Beijing or Shanghai or other Hukous, it's very difficult. It's not impossible. It's extremely difficult for you to get out of that Hukou. You need to work very, very hard. You need to be very, very lucky. The migrant workers now face very little barrier for where they can go. They don't have the Beijing Hukou, but they can go to Beijing. They don't have the Shanghai Hukou, they can go to Shanghai. They can find jobs over there. Typically, low pay, dangerous, long hour jobs. But they can go there and get the job. But when they want to stay in the city as a permanent resident, right, they will immediately face a lot of, I would say, discrimination because they don't have the Hukou of the place they live.
回家待几天？1-2月吧。Så de kommer hjem en gang om året til kinesiske nytår. Så det kunne godt være bare blive hjemme 1 eller 2 måneder, det er fordi her det også er koldt. Han siger, I har mit drømmer, det er, at Kina bliver mere flot og bygge mere højere huse.
好啊，我们呢就是说除了挣钱吧，这个社会好了，对我们后一代也有好处吧。
They have to pay a premium for medical service. They have to pay a premium for their own kids' education in the local schools. So although Hukou is no longer a very hard barrier for the physical flow of the population, it still serves as a social barrier that in any major city, Beijing, Shanghai, and some other second-tier cities, Hukou is serving as a, I would say, differentiator or a maintenance mechanism of the social stratification. If you do not have the local Hukou, you are basically secondary citizens of the place.
户口这个管理方式是不是要给它取消好啊？是啊，是不是有户口很麻烦啊？De siger selvfølgelig, de siger, hvis man har hukou, kontrollere, så børnene og kunderne aldrig kommer til at flytte ind til Beijing. Han ønsker ikke noget hukou.
It's a better way for the government not to have, not to abolish the Hukou system, because with Hukou, you can utilize the cheap labor and never pay the real due price for them. You just pay them salary.
我们很钱的per måned, han siger 4-5.000.
哎呦，我们是一个月要花上1000的。
1000，剩下钱就寄回家去。Han siger, han skal bruge cirka 1000 yuan per måned, resten er sendt til hjem.
Right, you hand them some cash, but there's no provision of social services like Medicare, housing, schooling, and everything. So, this system, Hukou as a system, further reduced the package of pay that an immigrant worker should have.
生活自己花钱。
一点都不给啊，这。De får ingen hjerte af sygdom, så de kan godt bo hospitaler her i Beijing, men 100% de selv betaler. De har ingen uddannelse eller arbejdsskiv, så det er bare labor work.
When they migrated to a new city without the registration of Hukou, if you want to send your children to school, you have to pay for higher price.
They are facing a lot of institutional discrimination. Most of the immigrant workers couldn't afford to pay too much, right? But no matter how much you want to pay, there are some schools that is never open to you because you don't have Hukou here. On average, they say the quality of school in terms of the faculty, in terms of the buildings, in terms of the equipments, in terms of other facilities. The education in the countryside of the country is much worse than the urban China. So if somebody is so unlucky that is born into a rural Hukou, he or she as a kid would suffer for a very long while.
我想当一个老师。